What up, YouTube? This is GeoStealthR1, and I'm kind of starting off a new segment. This segment would just be a conversation with you guys on primarily what I'm doing, what updates I'm doing, and also just me updating my SCX10. So I'll wait for a few people to come across and see what's going on. Fox Racing, Fox RC Racing, what's going on? Shane, what's going on? You're number 2. Sorry, man. Fox RC Racing got you on that one. So anyway, I'll wait a few minutes and just come across and give you guys a heads up of what's initially been transpiring. If you guys were able to see my Instagram page, you were able to check out me driving my SCX10 around, and which was a cool thing for me. I just hanging out, ended up camping this weekend and coming across and just doing a few things, and I'll come across and give you guys a heads up of what's going on. So I'm gonna wait until the 2-minute mark, because I know a lot of people are not either watching football on Sunday, and none of the guys that I want to see are there. So that's primarily what's going on. RC Eruptions, how you doing, man? Marco Polo, what's going on? RC Workshop, what's going on? Anyway, so I'll start this off, and once I pause on different types of segments, I'll come across and give you a heads up and start answering a lot of questions. So if you do have a question, just leave a question over there. I'll read off your name, and then we'll come across and give you a good heads up. Road Dog Games, what's going on? So primarily, what am I doing right here with my SCX10? So I have not done any upgrades on my SCX10 in a long time, and I want to start doing crawling. A few of my other friends are going to start doing videos, and primarily what's going on is, once I'm doing these upgrades, I'll be able to do a little bit more scale videos with my SCX10 coming in very soon. So yeah, so let's begin. So primarily, I ended up taking out the transmission that was in the middle of my SCX10. It's pretty simple. All it is 4 screws, and the SCX10 immediately just pops out, over here. And primarily, when I ended up speaking with a few people that do RCs, they ended up strengthening their internal gears with the SCX10. And I never knew that in the SCX10, I had these 2 gears that were plastic, which was kind of surprising to me that the Axial ended up doing plastic gears internally. I mean, many RC companies do that, but then that gives you the option of doing updates. So primarily, what I did was, I ended up updating this gear, and this gear is the hardened steel idler from Robinson Racing. Part number is 1541. I ended up changing that out. And then also Robinson Racing, the other internal gear, this is the HD competition hard output gear, and the part number on this is 1544. So primarily, when I did install that, now everything is in unison and everything has its gear set up. Now, as you can see, I ended up utilizing grease internally with this unit. The grease that I utilize is Grim Racer Speed Grease from Aquacraft. This is pretty much all my RCs have this. So you don't have to be generous where you pack so much grease in there, but definitely enough for it to be spinning freely and stuff like that. So also, when you do take apart your transmission, just make sure on your bearings, make sure that the bearings are not rusted, make sure the bearings are clean, and also if you have bearing oil, just dump it in there, or clean out your bearing first and then put the oil in there. There's a few other companies that I utilize. I do not have them in front of me right now, but my bearings are pretty cool. So I'll install this back, and we'll see what type of questions you have at this point. Let me see. Brian Williams, you have a question. You always have a question. Bradley Anderson, what's going on? William Bagley, what's up? Chevy Vape Clouds, what's going on? I love to find me one of those SCX10s. Get yourself the SCX10 too. It's a totally different type of setup. Archie, what's going on? How much do Dusty Motors how much do Dusty Motors shrouds affect the running temperatures? Well, realistically speaking, I've run my Dusty Motor shrouds on all my vehicles. It doesn't affect it as bad as you think. I prefer people to utilize it mostly when there's a lot of snow, because your temperatures are going to be a lot colder, and the dust sheet motor shroud is breathable and it keeps out the snow from packing out into the RC. Does it bring up the temperatures on your RC? Yes, it does. That drastically, maybe 5 degrees more, give or take, you know, depending on how everything works out, you know. So it's not too crazy of a temperature where you're gonna be looking at it and like, oh my god, you know, I'm cooking my components here. But definitely something that you need to look into once you upgrade your system. So let me put this back in here, then I'll mount this back here, then I get to put my screws in. So once again, I tell a lot of people when they do their RC updates and upgrades, get yourself a stainless steel screw kit. One, because corrosion and rust with the initial RC, if you start running it through water, you're definitely gonna have to maintain your bearings and everything like that. But also, when you do take apart your RC, you're able to find, you know, what goes where, and you know, it's just technically sound for you if you get your RC screw kit, you take apart the RC and you find out everything that's over there and everything. You know, it's more of a tutorial than anything. Okay, MTC Tookie 25, what's up, brother? How you doing? Red, white, and blued. Hey, Gio, any recommendations on an aftermarket body that fits a deadbolt? Ah, man, there's a few bodies out there. I mean, Proline makes a great body, but I'm trying to remember the name of the company. It's like really scale. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that are watching this video know which one I'm talking about, where you're able to see the seats and everything like that. I see it on eBay all the time. They're pretty awesome. It'll come to my head. Fox RC Racing's nice mini jack stands. Yeah, I love my little jack stands. I ended up getting that when I first got the SCX10. Matt, what's going on? How are you doing, man? Love your channel. Keep it up. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. One of the YouTubers ended up emailing me the other day, and he ended up having a whole bunch of questions. And I'm sitting up late at night. I think it was like at 12:30 at night or something like that. And just by chance, I ended up looking at the GeoStealth R1. If you ever want a question answered on RC related or anything else, just hit me up, GeoStealthR1@yahoo.com. So what I initially did was I looked at his questions. He had a whole bunch of them too, and I started answering all his questions, and they were about the Rustler, and I know about the Rustler pretty well, so I just started answering all his questions. Cool fella, you know. So let me get you in there. There we go. So my transmission is almost done. Let me see where we're at right now. Four-wheel drive, I think. Yes. Cardone PR. What's going on, man? So anyway, let me complete the total transmission, and then we'll go on to the next part of it, which will probably be the drive shaft. Just remember, if you are utilizing an SCX10 and you're not familiar with it, there are a lot of small, very small components in this, and if you lose it, probably or most likely in your part bag, you will not have it. So make sure you keep everything available to you. Get yourself like a little bucket or something like that. This is from what's the name of this company? Oh yes, RPM RC. I ended up purchasing this. I rarely ever used it, but that's where I keep all my major small things that I do not want to lose ASAP. So as I'm putting the spring in, then I throw in a washer, then I throw in the nut. Do yourself a favor when you are putting your transmission back together, tighten it down all the way and give it a half turn back. That's primarily what I do with a lot of RCs that have this type of setup. I've done it with my E-Revo. I've done it half turn back, boom. I've done it with my E-Revo. I've done it with my Bandit, my Rustler, all my RCs out there. So that's primarily my advice to you once you do that. William, I have an SCX10 myself, but I'm curious about the differences between wait, what? Curious about the differences between that and the 10.2. Well, the SCX10 has a totally different transmission case. The articulation is totally different. They ended up giving you guards for the chassis itself. There's just a lot more things that the SCX10 gives you on hop-ups that's on there, as opposed to if you bought the SCX1, you still have to acquire all these things on there. Axial took their time in upgrading the SCX10 to accommodate a lot of people's needs and stuff like that. So anyway, next installation will be my MIP center drive shafts, and if you need the part number is 13360, and this is specifically from MIP. Once you get something from MIP, these things are almost indestructible. The only problem with the MIP products is a lot of maintenance. What I mean about maintenance is make sure they're greased, make sure they're oiled, because they do rust out if you start going through trails and everything like that that have a lot of water. You got to make sure that they're maintained, they're greased, and everything like that. But that being said, one of the best drive shaft companies and companies of tools out there. So let me start taking this apart and get ready to install it into my rig. And I'll go over a lot of questions and answers and stuff like that. I'll probably be doing this live feed for the next 40 minutes, give or take. So if you need to drop off the channel, that's cool. You can come back, check out the video and stuff like that. If there are things over here that you want answered, doesn't have to be SCX10 related, definitely just leave a comment and I'll be able to get to that as soon as possible. So I'm taking now this is the first time I'm doing these MIP shafts. I've had these for maybe a year now, so there's a lot of updates and upgrades that I have to do sooner than later. I mean, you have no idea all the updates and upgrades that I have for this thing that I just have never done. You know, either no time or different project ended up happening with that. So everything comes out. They do give you a cool instructional, it looks like an instructional booklet, possibly, maybe pictures, maybe so. But they do offer you the blue thread, so that Loctite, and then they do offer you the grease, but I utilize my own, so I keep that for later. And you get these pretty cool MIP stickers to throw on your RC. I wish MIP made something a little bit smaller, a little bit more scale for these type of rigs for you to slap this on. So leave you to the side and let's see what's happening out in the RC world. RC King just got back from bashing my Slash. Awesome. Design Vortex, what have I missed? You missed me putting steel gears for my transmission case for the Axial SCX10 live and just going over a few things of when you do your transmission case. Now I am putting my MIP drive shafts together and installing it into the SCX10. Next one. Fox RC Races. What kind of oil to keep them sleek? I would say grease. For this, I'm going to be utilizing grease on the internal components and also WD-40 for the external components of this, so it could stay as lubricated as possible. But make sure when you start utilizing the drive shaft and everything, be generous with the amount of grease, because you have to think about this as a real Jeep Rubicon or a real crawler. Let me see. Sanuk size 45 killer body is detailed for the shells on the SCX10. You know, I've always wanted a killer body for my XO1 and my Slash 4x4. I never bought it. Brian Williams, you didn't answer my question. Okay, I'll answer your question right now, Brian. when it burns, when you pee, go to the doctors. RC King and nothing broke. It's a good day. You know, it's a good day when nothing breaks on your RC. Definitely so. Breaking Silence. I just got here. Nice to meet all of y'all. Hey, what's going on? Design Vortex. Make sure it's marine grease. Yes, this is the grease that I'm utilizing from Aquacraft. This is the Grim Racer speed grease, and I utilize a lot of this. All my RCs utilize this, you know, by far. The person that introduced me to this is Aaron from RC Spark Studios, DJ Medic. If one day he ended up gets bored and comes across and sees the channel, you know, a big shout out to him. Me and him have been cool with each other for the last couple of years. Marco Polo, do you like Armor RCs? I do like Armor RCs. I do. There hasn't been one that's caught my eye yet. There was one that caught my eye, but I've heard so many electronic issues with that. Not even heard. I just seen the RC come back from a lot of electronic issues. Nothing with drive shafts, nothing with the drivetrain, nothing with the RC itself. Just mostly electronic issues. Other than that, I mean, they seem like a cool company. I mean, I can't say anything bad about them. What do I have my sights set on? Well, just a little bit of a surprise, people who are watching the channel right now, and if you're watching, you'll be able to get the surprise, and people have to wait for this later on. In the next couple of days, I would say 4 days, you will see, if you ever get the option, go on Google and look at the new Traxxas TRX 4 Tactical RC, and that will be in my arsenal this week for an unboxing. So if you get the opportunity to come across and look at stuff like that, then definitely check it out and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. MTC Tookie, ha ha ha. Is he burning? I don't know, he didn't answer me back. RC King went to like 40 and hit a bump, flipped 8 times, and that's why I love RPM parts. RPM parts are awesome. The only problem is that they do break under extreme cold conditions. Lewis LPRC, hey, what's going on, my man? Design Vortex, does your SCX10 have a brushless motor? No, it does not. It does not have a brushless motor. This SCX10 is the 27 turn motor from Axial, the stock one, and technically speaking, that would be the Sidewinder 2 ESC that's in there with the drag brake and everything like that. I decided that I'm going to install a bigger motor, and I wish I knew. This is a 35 turn motor, and this is from RC 4-wheel drive, and this is a crawler motor. One of my boys installed this into his RC, and he told me it was pretty cool. I'm going to test it out before I start upgrading to a different type of ESC. Big shout outs to my friend Giovanni in Bruckner Hobby Heroes. He in actuality put me onto this because he crawls around a lot, and a few of the other guys crawl over there as well, and they're very interested in doing a crawl session, videotaping, everything like that, just seeing the sights and sounds of New York City. So hopefully that'll be able to happen. I want it to happen around Christmas time to get all the decorations up and running. Pretty much something that's New York City is known for doing. So let me see. Ah, you're suffering at work. Oh, I try not to work on the weekends. I mean, sometimes you gotta work. You gotta make sure that food is put on the table, and see what's going on with that. So, I'm curious. I've never installed any one of these, and now it looks like I'll probably have to do a booklet with this, which is the front, which is the rear. They both look like they're the same size. These looks a lot longer, and these are a lot shorter. Okay, so I got that part done. Now these are the other little components that are in there. You know, these things are in the bag and they look like they're already rusting. Can you believe that? How weird is that? So I want to crack that open, have it available in hand. And when you do have your parts, do yourself a favor. Make sure you do not lose anything. I have a whole tech station to the right of me, and you know, just the way the light is, I like working over here right now. That, and I don't have a chair that's all the way up, so for me to work on my tech station. So let me see. Boom. Marco Polo, what is your thoughts on the Pro line? Yo, okay. Have you seen this looking good? All right. So the new Pro line 4x4. I love it. One of my favorite bashers out there is the Traxxas Stampede 4x4, Stampinky. That's one of my most favorite bashers of all time. This RC that Pro line just came out is pretty much having like a Stampede 4x4, but it has a lot of upgrades with it. So do I like it? Yeah, I extremely do like it. Is this something that would I buy? Not right now, for the reason that I already have 2 RCs that I'm working on, to make sure, well, 2 RCs that are going to be worked on. I have the Fortec 2.0 VXL, which I'm going to be heavily modifying. Parts have been ordered. And I have to still update and upgrade all my RCs out there. I took apart my Slash 4x4. I took apart Stampinky, my Stampede 4x4, and redid them whole. I took apart my E-Revo, took that all apart and started rebuilding it back up, making sure all the gears and everything like that. And I have to do that with almost every one of my RCs. So those are little projects that are going to be happening. Where are we at? Design Vortex, do you use penetration sprays to remove rust? I have not. I have not done it. My E-Revo has rust on the drive shafts because they're MIP. So that's something good. That's some good knowledge that you're giving me right now to remove the rust. Utilize a penetration spray. I'm gonna do that. See if this works. Joseph Erickson, awesome. I love your videos. Oh, thank you very much. RC King, TRX or SCX10? Good question. If it was TRX and the SCX10 won, I would say TRX. TRX or SCX10 2, I would have to say SCX10 2. Here are the pros and cons about both 3 of the RCs. So I've owned my SCX10s for some time now. There are so many customizable parts for this RC. It's sickening, because you have really good companies out there that are making truly exceptional scale parts. RC 4-wheel drive has exceptional parts for this RC. Vanquish, if you're able to afford Vanquish, you're getting high quality stuff from Vanquish. Hot Racing, Integy, GPM, and other subsidiary companies that are out there that are making either 3D prints or billet aluminum. You know, and there's just so many updates and upgrades. Look what I'm doing with this. This is MIP, you know. So many updates and upgrades for both of those RCs. More for the SCX10 as opposed to the Traxxas TRX4. The thing is that when you're doing competitions, Traxxas has not that I say they can fare well. They just got into the business of the crawling. I know a lot of people there's a few channels, if you're able to get, you know, an opportunity. There are a few channels out there right now that are showcasing the TRX4 with a whole bunch of updates and upgrades, with the drive shafts, with the ESC, with the motor, and they're putting a lot of effort into their TRX4. The Axial SCX10 has so many more updates and upgrades that the SCX10 did not have, that you don't really have to do much to that vehicle other than whatever cosmetically you want to upgrade on that. So those are my thoughts on both of the RCs and stuff like that. So all right, where are we at? Joseph says, What do you think about the Ruckus 110 scale RC? I knew a guy that had the Ruckus. I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, something I probably wouldn't buy, but I saw it and it was for the price point. I think it was pretty cool. Lewis LPRCs, the new Arma Typhoon is nice. One of my other friends got the Typhoon, and I haven't checked it out totally. MTC Tookie 25. That's great about Traxxas whips. You can always upgrade. Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, when Traxxas threw their bid in to getting into the crawling game, a little bit of history right now. So it seems like HPI and Axial, who the same company was manufacturing their parts, stopped production. And when they did stop production, a few things happened. You know, you were not able to get Axial parts for crawling, which was huge. And then you were not able, you know, to get a lot of the HPI stuff that was huge as well. Now, here's what happened. You're looking at two different companies that are now producing two different types of RCs. And then all of a sudden, you have a third company come in out of nowhere. And that was the Arma company. Now, allegedly, there's a lot of things going on with the lawsuits and everything like that. I'm not too privy to that. But that being said, you know, I understand that a few things did happen with their parent company and stuff like that. So I'm not too sure. Allegedly, I don't want to get sued. I have no idea, you know, but I'm going by hearsay. So, new company came along, and then now you have a different type of powerhouse backed by another big type of powerhouse producing RCs, quality RCs at a lower price point. And once everything was, all the dust settled, they were able to manufacture brand new HPI components and then brand new Axial SCX10, or Axial in general, Axial racing components. At the same time, it was a perfect opportunity for Traxxas to release their crawler. Once HPI was back in play, they ended up releasing. Oh man, I'm looking at my battery. It looks like it's puffed. Oh, that sucks. They ended up releasing their brand new crawler, which is a cool thing because I've seen the Crawler King from HPI. My man, Everyday RC, Chris, he has one. And it's not really a crawler. It's a cool truck. It's just not a crawler. But once that initially transpired, you know, I mean, all the stars aligned. Traxxas did a pretty cool thing with the TRX4, where they able to give you different type of capabilities, unlocking diffs and everything like that. Also, they ended up giving you a very scale Land Rover or Range Rover, Land Rover, one of those two things. And they threw their bid in there. So we'll see what's initially going to transpire with the next couple of years between that company and the other companies that are out there, the major ball players. Stefan Barr, I'm really enjoying your live streams recently. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I think the one-on-one connection with a lot of the YouTubers out there, because I try to answer all the questions that pop up on the screen when I get to it, and primarily, you know, more interactions of what to expect from my RC channel, the things that I'm going to be coming out with, you know, it gives you something to look forward to, and just, it's kind of like going to your hobby shop and, you know, chit-chatting with a lot of the RC enthusiasts, and that's what I'm trying to bring, because I know there's like side conversations that happen on that chat over here, and which is a good thing, which brings the RC community more tighter, and there are so many people on different type of aspects of the RC community. Some people love crawling. A lot of my fans can care less about crawling. A lot of my crawler fans can care less about speed runs. But, you know, I have RCs for different occasions, for bashing, you know, for customizations. You know, there's just so many things that you could do with the RC community and stuff like that. So I'm kind of trying to bring that, you know, bring us a little bit more together when it comes down to that. All right, where are we at? Oh, we got a lot of questions that came in here. Okay. Fox RC Racing, do you think MIP is going to do a limited edition tools like last year? Possibly. I know the tools for the nut drivers were like $90. What is a ruckus? Ruckus is another type of RC that's out there. I think it goes for like $300 or something like that. Wallhawk Legend 69, what's going on? Hey Gio, did you check out my link on my comment on your last video? What do you think about that customer? I left you a message. I commented on your channel. Matt Young, looking to get a Rustler VXL out the box. How was it? Out the box Rustler VXL is one of my first RCs. Excellent built RC. Things I would update immediately. The first thing that you should buy is an RPM bumper. The truck is pretty stable, but you definitely want the RPM bumper because the bulkhead only has that small little bumper that's on there. That is the first upgrade that you need for that RC. Then after that, you do what you need to do on that type of setup. Warhawk Legend 69. I have never owned an Axial, but from what I see, they're fairly brittle and useless upgrade. Brittle until upgraded. Not really. They're out the box. They're pretty cool. The kit I think is the best way to go because you do get the updated parts on there. Not too brittle when it comes down to you're not bashing it. You know, you're crawling with it. I mean, the major things that I think that fail on the RC itself have to be the drive shafts. I've heard these drive shafts just twist apart. The Beam, what's going on? Joseph Erickson, I like the 5th scale gas and electric. One day I'll have my 5th scale. One day. Stampede RC Kid 10. What's up, guys? Warhawk Legends at Lewis. What's the difference between Gen 2? Oh, well, that's a different conversation. MTC Tookie. RC marketing is doggy dog. Yep, it is true. Let me see. Zombiethon. Hey, from Norway. Hey, my people in Norway. What's going on? Give me a heads up. You know, I have 22 people in the chat. Where is everybody from? I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Now I live in Long Island in New York. So where are you guys watching me from? I'm just curious. Let me see. Marco Polo. I love the Yeti XL. I'm not a fan. And thanks for sharing the info, bro. No problem. Hey, from Greenland. RC King, you're from Greenland? Really? Wow. Hi. Warhawk Legend. All right, cool. I will have to take a look. Brian Williams. Mini Jacks. That's awesome. Yes, my Mini Jacks. If there's a truck that you should buy, Bri, is the truck that you saw when we went camping. This is an SCX10 Axial. Sean is looking to buy an RC right now, but knowing you, this is something that when we go camping, we'll be able to, what I did last time, you missed out on, is I was able to take this RC and start, you know, just going up trails and everything like that. And I probably walked for 3 miles. The Bean, have you got an Axial Yeti score? I have the Axial Yeti XL. I have the Axial Yeti 110 scale. I have the Axial Yeti 118 scale. Thank you, sir. RC King. No, he only has the normal Yeti. But the normal, it's the Rock Racer, buddy. I have all 3 of those. Let me see. Our man's 8. Hello. Do you remember me, Gio? Yeah, you were on my last thing. Lewis LPRC. One of the upgrades for the Typhoon is the body. The body has vents in the back. The servo mount has to be changed. Woody, you're from Colorado. Our man's 8 from Texas. I'm going out to Houston very soon. Warhawk Legend 69. I'm from PA, but you live in Florida. I'm going to Florida soon. Flint. Breaking Silence is from Flint, Michigan. I was supposed to be in Flint, Michigan 2 weeks ago. Chevy Man Vapes Cloud, Jacksonville, Florida. My parents have 2 houses in Jacksonville. We try to go there as much as we can. Design Vortex, Charleston, South Carolina. I drive through South Carolina to go to my bike week in Daytona. Bradley Anderson, New Richmond, Wisconsin, United States. Have I been to Wisconsin? I don't think I've ever been to Wisconsin. Joseph Erickson, where you from? Portland, Oregon. Marco Polo from North Carolina. MTC Tookie, I know you from Florida. Chris, Long Beach, California. I love California. I stayed in California for 6 months when I used to work in, I used to be a federal engineer, and I had to stay in Santa Barbara, California. Poof, one of the greatest times of my life, I have to say. Sanuk size 45, Philippines in Italy. I will be there. Que se dice? You know, I will be in Italy. I have to visit a family out there. Cardon PR. Of course you PR. I'm from Puerto Rico, but I'm in New Jersey. What part of Jersey you at? Brian Williams. Waving a hand. Well, you know. RC King. No, Canada basically. Oh, you're in Canada. All right. Let me see. Basically the same. We live in, I don't even know where that at. Chevy Man, Vape Clouds on the SS. Jacksonville, Florida. RC Kings, do you vape? Because I heard it's a cool thing to do. Well, do I vape? I don't even know. Sometimes. Design Vortex. If you were to get another RC car, what would it be? Car or RC? That's a good question. Andy, Mississippi here. What's up? Hey, what's going on? Vaya bien. Yeah, you know what? I will definitely get in contact with you once I do go to Italy. So I'm planning to either bring this to Italy, or I'm planning to bring the other RC to Italy. I think this will be the easier of the two because people do know this RC. And this is kind of a RC that I would like to have in Italy, where I know how it runs. I can bring my parts on there. I have tons of parts for this RC. And then once I'm able to go to Italy, you know, it should be something pretty cool for me to enjoy when I'm out there. So let me keep on working on this guy, and then I'll get to your questions in a few minutes. Hopefully, in this booklet, there is... No, there is not. Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to go visually, which is going to suck. But I built them before. I just haven't built them in a while. I'll figure this out. How hard can it be, right? Everything has its place on how it's installed. One part goes to another part goes to another. I just visually have to see how one part is different from the other, because from what I'm looking at, everything has to lock into place, which I wish somebody was here to help me, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So that's going to be going in there. So that's my... So this is the locking, but is this the rear or is this the front? I'm not too sure. I'm probably gonna have to go on the YouTube and find out from the professionals, because this one is a lot longer than the other three. So I don't know if either for the articulation purposes, would it go here on the front of the transmission case, on the rear of the transmission case, or either on my rear axle or front axle. So if you guys know, please don't be shy, tell me. All right, what are you guys saying? So awesome, you guys. RC King, yep, he's a vape lord. Mr. Boricua over there, Hackettstown, where they make M&Ms. Oh, really? How far is that from Hackensack? Because I usually travel out to Hackensack a lot. Design Vortex, another RC. Well, you are going to see the new tactical TRX4 going to be displayed over here, and the next RC after that will be my brushless my brushless Kyosho Mini Z, and that's going to be the next RC after that. And then whatever anybody tries to get me for Christmas. You would think people who know I do this YouTube channel never, ever, ever buy me anything for Christmas when it comes to RC related. I had to literally not even beg, just kind of like bribe somebody to get me my batteries and my charger for Christmas. And that was hard enough, you know, with that. So at that point, I was like, whatever, man. Brian Moons, laughing at RC King. Okay. Breaking Silence, Rick Simmons. Joseph, what's your top 10 RC go-to cars that you like? My top 10 RC cars that I go to. I do have 30-something RCs. First go-to RC will be my Stampede 4x4. Second go-to, well, it all depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm bashing, it's going to be my Stampede 4x4, my X-Max, my Slash 4x4, my Slash E-Revo, not my Slash E-Revo, my E-Revo, and my E-Max. Speed runs, well, what I have and what I'm going to is two different things. I haven't done speed runs with my Rustler in forever. My Axial one is probably going to be doing speed runs in December when it's nice and cold at the runway. Not when it snows, but when it's cold. My go-to car for speed runs will now be the Fortec. If I'm playing around in the house, it's my Axial Yeti Junior. That's fun RC, fun. If you're playing around anywhere, the Yeti Junior is all day, every day. I mean, I recommend that RC to anybody, you know. And I dare anybody to tell me that thing sucks, because that thing is awesome. If I'm crawling, it's this one. And we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks of what's going to be my go-to RC when it comes down to that. And that's pretty much it. Yep. I have Axial stuff that I haven't even used, which is crazy, you know. All right, where am I at? All right. TRIT Clips in Florida from Pennsylvania. Are you ever going to make a build for the Traxxas 110 16 scale? I started ordering parts for my little E-Revo. And I'm trying to fix up my little Gravedigger as well. It's missing an arm. Actually, I bought parts. If I'm able to, I don't have my. Oh wait, I'll show you on the cracked phone. Nope, don't have eBay on this. Well, it's on this phone. Next questions is the bean, fishy crackers that they protect the attack. Most importantly, they have a snack. Okay, Brian Williams gives me the hand. Stefan Barr, have the diffs on the blue E-Max given you any issues? I've had to replace the rear diff, but that's the same issues that you're dealing with the E-Revo. My recommendations to that is A, get yourself a diff, an aluminum diff cup, and also make sure your stuff is lubricated. And last but not least, make sure if you can get the hardened steel ones. Let me see. Okay, I'd help out Almighty Stealth 1, but let me see. RC King, Bear Claws, they attack, they grab, and mostly they are cookie snacks things. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Warhawk Legend 69, Gio, question I wanted to ask you. Will the E-Revo GRT shocks physically fit the 4x4 VXL Stampede? If so, how do you think they'll perform? I believe they'll fit the rear. They can fit, but if you're doing that, you're pretty much turning your thing into like a Rustler 4x4. And I don't think they'll perform well. I use the Pro lines on mine, But if you're trying to switch that up, I've seen people utilize that for the slash, but mostly when they're doing speed runs and stuff like that. Because you gotta understand, they're not long. You know, like the rear has to be this long, and the GRT shocks are like this long. So there's the issue with that. Design Vortex, are you going to upgrade the shocks on your SCX10? Yes, I've seen a few shock companies that I want to look at. It's either going to be G-Made, which I've seen, which is pretty cool. I do, you know, I'm a big Proline person, but I don't want to get those progressive shocks because I think on the RC it just doesn't look scale enough. So I mean, and also you have other companies out there like RC four-wheel drive that makes more a better scaled shock for this RC. Let me see. RC King. Oops, I'm out of this. B. Let me see. 1 hour ago, breaking silence, laughing out loud. Can Gio get a drifter? Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll get a drifter. John Carr, hey, what's going on? Breaking silence. He likes Traxxas. No, the car that I race with the most on my RCs is Kyosho. You know, I really like the Kyosho. I got, you know, between the Kyosho Mini Z's and the Kyosho GP2 VE. I mean, definitely cool. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Axial RCs, 2 Kyosho RCs, 1 Remo S-Max, and the rest is Traxxas. So, but my first low CRC will be a 5T. All right, next question. Breaking silence. I like Traxxas, but I only have 1. John Carr, will the S-Max shocks fit on my mini slash? Of course they will. Warhawk Legend 69. Hey, what's going on? John Carr laughing out loud. RC King, I'm back, boys. Hey, what's going on? Zombie-thon. I'm using the Emax shocks with the Axial springs and the Wraith works great. I heard a lot of people use the Emax shocks on a lot of these RCs, and they're also utilizing the Emax diffs, which is kind of weird. Stefan Barr, what do you like more about the Fortec 2.0 overall over the other 1/10 road RCs? What do I like about this thing? What do I like about you? Oh, look, I had to buy brand new bearings because I realized when I took this whole thing apart, the bearings in here, there are no bearings. They're like bushings. So I got to take this thing apart. So here's the Fortec over here. What am I going to be doing with this? Well, parts are coming in, and once they come in, I'll start doing a build and have you guys check out the build and see what's going on. I think Traxxas did a pretty good job with that, coming off and utilizing the slash 4x4 platform. The car sits really low to the ground. There's a lot of cool updates once you start getting the RC itself. But you're looking at companies that have been doing this for freaking years beyond this RC. The SCX10, no, the Fortec version 1, which is the Nitro one, was a pretty cool RC. I think the problem that RC had was the fact that, you know, they didn't have cool bodies like the HPI did. When you're driving these RCs, you want to be able to say, you know, you want to have that feel of, oh my God, you know, look at my Camaro and stuff like that. And I think that's the problem with the SCX, the Fortec 1. People threw aftermarket bodies, but it would just never fit correctly. So I think what Traxxas did is, now that they have, there's a brand new body coming out for this. I believe that's going to be released at the end of December. So they have the 4GT and they have the Mustang, and then there's another body coming out at the end of December from what I understand. So, you know, that's up and coming. But, you know, HPI and other companies out there have been doing it a little bit while longer. So their platform is a lot higher and their upgraded parts, you know, there's a lot more than that. As of right now, the only upgraded parts that I see for the Traxxas Fortec 2.0 is from Hot Racing, G-Made, and STRC has come out with a few parts for that as well, which is cool. All right, where are we at? Joseph, you should check out Red Cat RC cars and trucks. They're pretty badass. I've never tried a Red Cat. I think the last time I saw a Red Cat in my possession was probably 6 years ago. Wait, X-Max shocks will fit on my 1/6K scratch? My friend said no. Okay, gotta go do some, order me some shocks. Well, you do know that the X-Max is a 1/6 scale, 1/6 scale shock, which is probably this big, and the E-Revo shocks are probably this big. Will it fit? I would say drill it into the front of the car and then mount it onto the wing and see what happens over there. So, you know, you'll see what's going on. Warhawk Legend 69. Any other shock suggestions for the Stampede besides the Pro lines? Well, the Traxxas. Let me see if I can get this out for you because it's in pieces, but I know the front part is available. Well, I'll take the rear part. All right. So this is the rear part of my Slash 4x4 Platinum Edition, and primarily with the rear, these are Traxxas shocks. I guess this is the GTR shocks as well, where they're threaded as well, and I have not had any issues with them. They're very smooth shock that I've owned since I bought this RC, and they are very smooth. I haven't had any shock caps break because the plastic's a little bit thicker on there. I believe one time this crashed into the wall and I had to replace the cup for it. But this is another option for you to go with. There's a lot of other companies that do make shocks for this RC. You can catch them on eBay, but the problem is finding replacement parts is pretty hard. Now, if you go with companies that are more established, you'll be able to get replacement parts ASAP and either that from your local hobby shop. So that's one thing that I recommend for you to get if you're not looking to spend that type of money on the Pro Line Power Strokes. I mean, I do have the other shock. Over here, I have on the Pro specs for this Slash 2-wheel drive, you know, as you can see right there. But if that's the case, then, you know, if you're gonna bash around with it, definitely just go with the Traxxas version. All right, where are we at right now? Design Vortex says, for MIP drive shafts that you have, the longer piece goes in the back next to the axle. Ah, so this goes here, the longer one. So that's here. These two pieces go like this, this, and this. Both of these are the same size. Excellent. I really appreciate that. So now I have the whole setup over here, and then once I start greasing everything up, I'll be able to put these parts in there, and then we'll have the drive shafts happening. All right. Let me see. John Carr, he says they fit, but I'm going to go to the hobby shop now. The X-Max shocks will not fit a 1/16 scale E-Revo. RC King, okay, bye. Have fun with that. Warhawk Legend 69, thank you. Thank you, good sir. TRIT Clips, where do you get the orange parts for your Rustler? You will not find any orange parts because they do not make them anymore. They do not make these orange components anymore. The only guy that I know out there that has orange parts is JM Spec, and that's it. And that's what you're looking at for these orange components over here. That's the rear, the hub carriers, the shocks, the shock towers. Here's the fronts, which I have that set up over there, the front shock tower. It's almost impossible to, even the even the steering, but nah, never got the, this never came out right here. This never came out. But yeah, that's what you're looking at. Can't find them. I would have gladly have paid the guy double for that, but that never happened. So it was never done. You can go away. All right, here we go. Let me see. Jimmy Weeks, Gio, when are you going to build a drag car, bro? I have a Traxxas drag car. But one day I have a lot of guys at Hobby Heroes asking me when am I going to be doing a drag car. With all the projects that I'm doing, right now it's Mini Z Racing for me. But I could build a drag car with all the parts that I have available. I could build a drag car pretty quickly. A cool guy, if you guys ever get to contact Bruckner Hobbies, Hobby Heroes, a guy named George, cool fella, you know, very down to earth and stuff like that. He's one of the fastest drag car people in New York, and then you have a whole bunch of other guys. A lot of people would debate it, but you know, he's one of the fastest guys I know. Yes, Monfidel 1, Tap Money, what's going on? Jimmy Weeks, love MIP Grubs. Yeah, if you lose them. Marco Polo, I see the Grey Goose. Yes, the Grey Goose, the alcohol of choice for your boy. They came out with a brand new type bottle. As you can see, it's kind of like a platinum right there. So that's I'm very happy when they came out with this goose. As you can see, I've indulged a little bit having the goose. So yes, I love my goose, man. If you guys, if you guys drink, vodka, by far, you're gonna be drinking that type of vodka. Stefan Barr, I put Traxxas Emax shocks on my Latrax Teton, and it goes almost 80 miles per hour. You just gotta believe. You're funny. TRIT Clips, is that RPM or 3D printed orange parts? That is specific RPM parts. They are not 3D printed. I'll give you the story with that. There was a guy that was acquiring specifically from RPM the white parts, and it was dyeing all of them. I mean, I got pink parts, I got red parts that are not even available still. I got pink parts that are not even available still. And primarily, you can't get them anymore. You can't find them. I guess RPM stopped doing that, which I wish RPM did do that, Let me see, where are we at? No, not the funny car, but I bet you could. Yeah, no, I have so many parts available, I could do a drag car immediately. Warhawk Legend 69 says, upgrade diff cups for the 110 E Revo and look into it leading edge machining. Yeah, well, definitely so. Breaking Silence, when does the Mini Z race start? The Mini Z racings have started already. I'm going to be, once the big competition Mini Z race happens with the trophy race, I will be there. I will be filming, and also I will be racing. If you guys have no idea, I came in second place under my division on the Mini Z racing on the A class. So almost won, got my second place. I'm good to go. I lost to an excellent competitor. But, the smack talk already starts, of who's going to take out who and all this other stuff. And I barely ever drive. So we'll see what happens over there and see what happens for this season with that. Let me see. The Bean, hey, Pops. Design Vortex, do you know of any stiff springs that would fit a Pro Spec shocks? No idea. Wildlands, a new bottle looking sweet. Yeah, man. That's the new bottle, buddy. And they also have a limited edition bottle. Yes. You know what? I'm gonna be headed up to PA, my man, and hopefully I'll hit you up and then we'll go out for a drink or do something, man. Because I'm headed out to Philly. I think in 2 to 3 weeks I'll be out in Philly and stuff like that. So I definitely want to come over there. I'll be driving, so if you want, I'll bring a few of my RCs, and we'll definitely, maybe I'll go to the shop and see what's up with your tattoos and everything like that. So hopefully we can do that sooner than... You have my number, bro. Hit me up. Jimmy Weeks, could that put him in touch with me, Gio? Wait, what? Leave a link in the group video. Could that put touch with me? Nah, I'm not sure what you wrote. Archie, does your VG racing cage on your e-Revo fit under your stock body? Yes, it does. It has fit under my stock body since I bought it, and I've had no issues with my cage. NoCo RC, what's up? Warhawk Legend 69 says, Gio, you doing brushless mini Z's this season? Yes, this season. When you see my new brushless mini Z, there are a lot of upgrades that I'm going to be doing with PN Racing. All my parts will be orange. If you guys ever get the opportunity, check out my part list on the mini Z. It's like if I have a part list of e-Revo and you guys know what I hook up in my e-Revos like this, the mini Z thing is like beyond. So you get a lot of parts for that. Stefan Barr says, hey Gio, are the mini Zs harder to drive than the 110 scales? They look pretty twitchy in the videos. Well, they are much harder to drive. The controllers for these mini Zs could range anywhere between $500, maybe even more than that. I've seen them go $600-700. Some of the mini Zs out the box are $700, and you just have to tune them up quickly. The track that we're at is very, very small, so it's very, very technical when you hit that track. There's another track in Jersey, which is a lot bigger, which you see a lot better stability on the race cars. But on the track that small, if you could learn to drive mini Z racing on that size track, once you start driving on the 110 scale track, it'll be a lot easier because you're able to control your RC a lot better. Let me see. Marco Polo says, glad you got a second, bro. No problem. So, as I'm coming across and still doing this is going to be an interesting build. Very interesting build. I mean, I look at the SCX10. There's a lot of things I've wanted to do with the SCX10 throughout the years, which I've opted not to. Not because I did not want to do it. It's because there was just so many things that stopped me from doing it. So hopefully I'll be able to finish up this RC upgrade, and then we'll see what happens in the near future of what type of upgrades I'm going to be setting up for this RC. Because when you look at the RC game and what you're doing with it, you have to man, did I forget how to build this thing? This is insane. I think I totally forgot how to. Here's where the grub screws go. So I know the grub screws go here. So I'm guessing at one point or another this, but I don't know if it slides up or down when it comes in here. Interesting. So let's start off with this one. So bear with me, people. I'm just building. I'm just building stuff, guys. So when I connect you there, everything should just slide into place. In theory. Then I have to squeeze. That goes here. And I gotta slide this. I think I got this. And voila. Alright. I got the one side. I gotta grease this whole thing up and everything like that, but I got one part of it already done. I didn't even know. I totally forgot how to build this thing. Jesus. So I got one part done. Should this part go... Alright. I'll have it all connected right here. So when I'm looking at my transmission case over here, right? So should I leave it? I think I should have it like this, because then there's less resistance, because this is where the lip is at. You see where the lip is at? So I think if you're looking at it from here, I think this would be the wrong way. I think I'd have to leave the lip outwards, so if I'm hitting a trail, it slides down. Give me an opinion on that if that's the way to go. I'm going to keep on building, and I'll answer a lot more questions that you have. And like I said, you know, when you're on this channel, ask anything that you want me to answer, and then if there's stuff you could tell me, I'll be able to help you. John Carr, hey, if you're in Australia soon, we have to get a drink. I'm only I'm only 10, but I can get to the pubs. You're funny, John Carr. Jimmy Weeks, Gio, where can I post a link? It won't let me in the live chat. When the video is over, you're able to post whatever you want on there. Told you about them grub screws. Breaking silence. Building is the fun part for me. Yes. Let me see. Yes, exactly. Gio, the weeds grab it in the open axle. Okay, so it's supposed to be like this. All right. So now I got that part. I'm gonna keep on building. Start answering your questions, and then asking your questions so I'll be able to answer them as soon as possible. And then we'll get that going. I'll just start connecting everything, connecting the dots, because everything's in it. I already greased the internal parts of this. And then we'll get this whole thing going. Soon, I hope. Soon, I hope. So, here's another thing I want to talk to you about, which has been concerning with a lot of YouTube channels out there, and many of you guys can answer these type of scenarios once I've given them to you, and then once you do answer it, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, here's the major thing that's happening with a lot of the YouTube channels that are out there. So, primarily what's happening is there's a new algorithm on the YouTube channels that have you come across and see what type of videos that you're throwing off, and on how everything is looked at once you start doing the YouTube thing. Here is the problem that's happening right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got that right. All right, cool. Here's the problem that's happening right now. Guys like myself, guys like DJ Medic, guys like you have a lot of RC channels that are out there that are pretty huge, are losing a lot of viewers. Why? Because of a new scenario that YouTube is doing, which, am I in agreement? I don't know if I'm in agreement with that, but they're setting it up to where we're not getting the feed that we're supposed to be getting when we're doing our YouTube thing. Now, what does that mean? That means a lot more, like, say hypothetically speaking, I make a video, and say 100 people watch my video, right? But I have, say, 500 subscribers, and only 100 people watch it. So now the next time I do a video, it's only going to be set up to where 50 people will watch it, 100 people will watch it, and then we'll cut down from there and there, and it'll start going 50, then it'll start going 25, and when you get that notification stuff of what to watch, that's what's happening majorly with this YouTube thing, where you're trying to watch a channel do its thing, but you're not getting the notifications or anything that's supposedly supposed to happen for the channel itself. So that being said, a lot of people are losing views. People like DJ Medic, who's specifically does this YouTube thing. He's been doing it for years now. He's one of the biggest guys in the YouTube community. Oh, I got that right. One of the biggest RC enthusiasts in the YouTube community, and he's getting like blasted with this. You have other guys out there that are getting blasted, and my channel is not as big as a lot of the other RC channels out there, but it's definitely taking a toll on a lot of people that are doing their RC channels. And primarily what I could say to you guys is definitely support your the channels that you love the most, because a lot of the channels that are out there are just independently owned, and if you lose those channels, then they're not going to be able to financially make the money to even make any more videos. And then what's going to happen is now you're stuck watching just channels like mine. where you're definitely a fan of it, but you're losing out on a lot bigger channels that are out there, and it's just frustrating for a lot of people right now because they invest a lot of time and effort when they do their YouTube channel stuff, and what it comes down to is they're not going to be able to make any more videos because that's their livelihood, and it doesn't, and it's not paying. So something must have happened. From what I understand, it looks like a lot of people share their videos on Facebook, and primarily Facebook is now making you upload your videos to them directly, and then oh snap, did I just mess this up? Yeah, I did. You just came out. It makes you upload to them directly, and then making you upload to YouTube all at the same time, and then now you're stuck, and then the algorithms mess up, and then people are not getting the views that they're initially wanting, when they do these uploads. And don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near a big of channel as a lot of these other RC guys are. So, a lot of them, this is their livelihood. So, if you are subscribed to like, Medic or anybody like that, definitely support them, for what they do and stuff like that, because they're definitely cool channels to check out. So let me see where we're at. Okay, post the link. Building's fun part for me. No, exactly. Geo, Luis gets to grab it. Geo, have you talked to Draven3907? I have not talked to him, and I should call him. Jimmy Weeks, yes sir. Marco Polo, that is Grey Goose. You sipping, my bro? You get him on. John Carr, no joke. I wouldn't fake an ID. I could take 6 shocks without passing out. Well, you guys in Australia are pretty on your thing, I guess. Have you ever had an RC that actually sucked to work on? Sucked to work on. Yes, I did. I'll show you. I will show you. That RC was so hellacious to work on that I was so livid with it. Very, very livid. The funny car is that's one RC that just drives me insane, It really does. Alright, let me get you back into the clip, and there you go. Power you up. Alright, that's where we're at. Alright, next question. Warhawk Legend 69, Geo, you had any drinks yet today? Yesterday, a few coolers and that. I drank for 2 days in a row. So today, I am drinking my 7-Eleven coffee. But I'll definitely have some vodka before I go to bed. Yeah, people are getting hard by YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is... I like the platform because it does. Trust me, I don't make a lot of money. When I do. If you guys think my supply of this supports the channel, hell's no, it does not. Nowhere near. Not even 1% supports my channel. Jose, what's going on? Breaking silence. It's all about free speech and the right and the left. Yes. Jimmy Weeks, Mo Star. Walk Legend 69, good speech, Gio. Oh, thank you. Breaking silence. I would rather watch my RC videos you all put out. Oh, thank you. Ron Schaefer, what's going on? RC Stevens, when is the first Mini Z race? The Mini Z race is already happening. I will be filming it when the trophy race comes in, and I will be in the race, so hopefully you guys can root me on and talk a lot of smack when it happens. Wall Legend 69, I don't think the sales of the funny car are doing so good. The sales of the funny car are doing excellent. Not on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, it's insane. Jimmy Wiggs, I posted a link on the other video. Have George get it of me even to have a wonderful night. Funny car, no offense. POS in my humble opinion. Design Vortex, what shock sleeves do you put on your slash 4x4? Definitely go to badhorsey.com and check it out. Jimmy Weeks, haha. No doubt, you know, it's hard doing the same in filming. Warhawk Legend 69.6. Damn, really? Okay. Jay, what's going on? So, as I'm still greasing this thing up and getting my drive shafts, if you guys were able to check out the earlier part of the video, I was able to come across and do my transmission case, which you see over there. Pretty quick and simple. I ended up installing the hardened gears for the transmission from Hot Racing. If you watch the video again, you'll be able to get the part numbers on there. And as of right now, I'm greasing up one portion of the drive shaft that I'm going to be utilizing. I greased the internal part of the drive shaft, like the whole cup, put grease in there. And also there's a grub screw that's right there. I had to put Loctite on it to make sure that it stays in position, which I wanted to stay in position and stuff like that. So be generous with the amount of grease. The grease that I utilize, once again, is marine grease from Aquacraft, and this is Grim Racer speed grease. So that's what I utilize on all my RCs. So I got one part done, and what I will do, what I usually like to do with this is Q-tips are very friendly to you if you're able to utilize them. I'm gonna grease this one too and get you all up and greased up. There we go. Just move it all around, you know, you'll be able to hit all the parts of this, and just have it set up. Move it all around. There's stuff that you're missing, just keep on slabbing the grease on there. As you can see, it's a pretty generous amount of grease on there. And then what I like to do is on the internal part of the drive shaft, I like to take a good glob and just jam it in. Not the tip, you gotta jam that thing in. Make sure everything is nice and lubricated in there. Since it's lubed, it's gots to fit, right? Anyway, hit this part right now. Come across, hit the main shaft, grease that up. Be generous with the grease, you know. Grease is cheap. You come across, you buy the grease, you buy more grease. You should always be in your arsenal. Even though MIP sends a lot of grease for this, I think you have to be a little bit more generous. You should have grease in your arsenal. And I think if you're buying MIP stuff, you're definitely investing money into your RC. There we go. Wipe it off with my hands, all the excess. I'll wipe it around the whole shaft. Why not, right? Give it a little once over. Always keep myself paper towel in hand. Just give it a quick pat down so it doesn't look like I'm a schlep. There you go. So that is the front part of the drive shaft, and let's get to a lot of the Q&A that's happening right now. Where are we at? Okay, Brian Williams, would have met you out for coffee, bro, but could use one actual. So come for coffee, man. Coffee time will be at 7:30. You have a half an hour. Ron Schaefer, why did you get the SCX10? That is a good question. Well, this is the SCX10-1. This is not the SCX10-2. And primarily, I love buying RCs. And when I decided to go with the SCX10, I was very nervous because I've worked on Traxxas products since I've started with the RC channel. And I knew that working on an SCX10, it was just totally different format than what I was generally used to. And my biggest thing is I wanted to buy the kit, but I didn't know anything about the RC to even buy the kit. So I said, you know what? Once the Jeep Rubicon came out, I knew that was the RC that I wanted to buy. And mind you, I have a body for this and everything like that that's going to be coming out within the next week. I knew that was the RC that I wanted to buy. Do I crawl with people? There's a few people that I do want to crawl with. I'm hoping to one day crawl with. But, you know, I want my RC to be, you know, fully updated. I still have to get, you know, my steering has to be changed out. I'm probably going to go RC 4-wheel drive for the steering. As you can see, I'm installing the MIP. I am going to get another RC 4-wheel drive transmission case because I'm not too a fan of the plastic. Everything inside here is inside the transmission case is all steel screws, steel gears. The 2 gears that I put on there is from Robinson Racing. I just ordered the spur gear that will be in Robinson Racing as well. And as you guys heard earlier, I am getting new shocks for this as well. And the body will be unveiled, and then I'll be able to utilize the winch, because once I start crawling, the guys do this thing where they don't touch the winch, they don't touch the RC, they let the winch do the talking. So I'll have that up and running, and we'll see what happens in the near future. That's one of the main reasons why I got it, because of the SCX10 body, Jeep Rubicon body. All right, where are we at? Marco Polo, are you doing any speed runs or bashing videos soon? I want to check out the new speed run place in Long Island. Hopefully in 2 weeks, because I'll be working this weekend. Archie, what's your favorite RC to work on? Favorite RC to work on? The most enjoyment I've ever had was working on my Rustler. Ever. That I enjoyed working on. I enjoyed working on my Gravedigger. And my Stampede 4x4 and the Slash 4x4. I enjoy it because I know those RCs up and down. Okay, here we go. Warhawk Legend 69. Geo, besides Medic, what are a few of your favorite RC channels on YouTube? There was one RC channel that that I loved the most. Ultimate RC with Jang. Now, if you guys weren't into the RC game when Jang was doing his videos, then you didn't know what was going on, because Jang was so great at what he did, when it came down to, you know, presentation of his RCs and the creations of a lot of things that he did. That by far was one of the best RC channels that I enjoyed watching from that time. When allegedly, I think from what I understand, there was a lawsuit that happened and he ended up getting out of the RC game. I don't know. He was getting a lot of hate from a lot of YouTubers out there and stuff like that. And he ended up decided to hang it up and not dealing with the RC game anymore. I mean, that's primarily what happened with a lot of RC channels. They just got out of the game. Me, I don't care about the hate. If you like my channel, great. If you don't, that's cool too, man. You know, there are a lot of people that are on the channel, you know, that, you know, try to come across and be funny and, you know, do their shtick and everything like that and talk a lot of smack. Doesn't faze me. It really doesn't faze me, because you look at it and I had one kid, you know, I'll put in the case scenario. I had one older gentleman say to me that, you know, all these RC places sponsor me, and I don't ever put money into my channel. And if you ever see me at a shop, you know that I pay for my RC products. I'm just like you. I pay for my RC products. And then he started telling me, oh, you know, you should be doing more giveaways and everything like that for us little guys. And I said to him, I said, you know what? I've done tons and tons and tons and tons of giveaways throughout the years. If you ever gone to a bash event, I've given away T-shirts. I've given away T-shirts out of my own pocket. Never sold them. I just gave them away. GRP tires. Never sold them. Just gave them away. There was an event one time where the owner of Hobby Heroes came to watch the bash event. Was so impressed that so many people were able to attend the bash event. He started selling tires at 50% off, you know. So, you know, stuff like that I appreciate, you know, and it's a place for me to go to hang out, you know, at a hobby shop and everything like that. So, you know, it's a lot of, you have to take everything what people say with a grain of salt. And me, when it comes down to smack talking, if people try to smack talk me, I'm one of the best to smack talk them. Even if I'm wrong, you know, if you're gonna talk smack, I'm gonna talk smack too. One of my friends who's watching the channel right now, you know, he has seen a lot of people try to talk smack to me, and it's all about the way you approach things. Either A, you can come across and get pissed off and, you know, get all mad and stuff like that. Dude, I've had guys talk so much crap on the channel that I'm like, dude, then don't watch. Don't watch, no problem. You don't have to watch me, you know. But by the fact that you're still watching me, there's something that you're learning, you know. So that's the major thing when it comes down to that, you know. All right, where are we? Then we see Brian Williams, won't Dirk stick to the grease and make sure you have to maintain your RC? And I really don't. I wiped down the grease on the drive shaft, but it's the internal parts of the drive shafts that needed to get greased. But I wiped down the outside and I'm gonna WD-40 it. So just like a car. John Carr, for the end of the year, I'm going for 8 shots with my ass out. By out, I will be at 11 at the time. You see, that's what I mean. The father, Calderon PR, the father of the Rustler Games, Geo, Draven, MRT Mustang 1. You know, if you guys ever get to watch the old videos that we used to do, I mean, those are great times. Let me see. Mike, I agree. Too much grease will attract dirt. Well, here's what it looks like right now. So I have grease right here. As you can see, it's not overabundance of grease. It's not really on the drive shaft. It's not an overabundance because these are articulating parts. Now, as for this, the grease is going to be going not too crazy because it's going to articulate like this. But when you do a crawl, you should really check this out and clean it up, because I just did one crawl over the weekend. I washed the tires, and I still got dirt on the tires. There's still dirt. So what can you do? Nothing. You know, just as long as they're maintained, you're good to go. All right, where are we? Bum, 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 bum. Vanquish transmission case are nice. Yes, Vanquish is very expensive. The only RC I have with a whole bunch of Vanquish parts is my Yeti 110 scale. Warhawk Legend 69 says maybe next live show you can have your Summit front and rear. Loving the look. Yeah, I could do a Summit thing because I just ordered the transmission case for the Summit, so I'll be able to take it apart and show you guys. Warhawk Legends. That dude is making bank on the Lego videos now. Yes, he is. I mean, I was initially, I have old Legos, like collectible Legos that I was going to donate to him, brand new in packages, just, you know, just to check them out. Yeah, Jang Bricks. John Carr, Jang invited the backslash, right? Invented the backslash. Yes, he did. Warhawk Legend 69, serious cash making from that channel. You know, it's not as much as you think. Ron Schaefer, can you do a meetup in the future? where everyone can bring their RC. We are going to be doing that. Me and Chris from Everyday RC usually do that every year. Very soon. Archie, do you use Traxxas connectors or do you prefer other connectors? I use Traxxas connectors, but I do have Castle connectors on site as well. Stefan Parr. I do miss Jang. He was always positive and exciting. We've lost a lot of good RC channels. I don't understand how a hobby of driving tiny cars can be so negative. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go off topic on that scenario. And I've told this story many a times, but if you heard it, you're about to hear it again. When Draven 3907 was one of the initial people with myself and Mr. MRT Mustang doing the Rustler 100 miles per hour club, back then there was really no spurs, no pinions that went above 25. You know, we were making our own pinions at that point. And when that happened, Draven ended up incorporating with GRP wheels, and he put GRP on the map when it came down to these tires hold above 100 miles an hour. At the time, we were also utilizing the Jayco foam tires, but after a few runs, those things would break apart. But when the GRP tires, Draven put those guys on the map by far. Anyway, when Draven did 114 miles per hour with his Rustler, the amount of negative comments he got from not only from the people from the Traxxas community, because now that's right before the XO1 just came out, but just YouTubers out there were just totally jerks when I tell you. And I wasn't happy with the whole scenario that happened with that, and he ended up quitting the whole YouTube thing, you know. And the outlandish things that they said to him, bro, it was offensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, political correctness, I'm not a part of. I can care less about, you know, what I have to say, what makes you happy, and what, you know, what's going on. You know, my views are, you know, I'm gonna say whatever because I have the right to say whatever, you know, and that's just my point. You know, when you come across, and you have the right to say whatever, you know, but when you come across and be just so offensive to somebody for just making an RC channel, you know, no political views, just making an RC channel and showing people how to do something, and you get negativity for that, it's insane. It's insane. You know, they tried to do that with my channel, and I said, pfft. I said, you think I care? I said, and one guy tried to step to me, and I said to him, I said, look, dude, it's a YouTube channel. It's RCs. I was like, I'll quit this tomorrow, and maybe you'll have your YouTube channel a lot bigger. But what money are you gonna make? You know, I have a career doing something else. I was like, I do this for fun. You know, if you're planning to get a YouTube channel thinking you're gonna make hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, you're not. You're not. There's a few YouTubers out there that have done a lot of grimy stuff throughout the years to get to where they're at. Which I'm not going to mention a lot of those YouTube channels, what they've done throughout the years and stuff like that. And I don't really affiliate myself with that, because I've always felt, even though a lot of people complain, the main complaint I get about my channel is, you know, me not doing run videos and everything like that. I like doing a lot of customizations with you guys. I like showing you tips and tricks and stuff that's cost effective to you. Do I have run videos? Of course I do. But a lot of times when I do my run videos, and Chris from Everyday RC has a lot of videos of me running my RCs, he even asked me one day, he says, you know, why don't you do run videos? I said, look, I said, this is the interaction with that I have with a lot of the YouTube community and a lot of the guys that watch the show. This is the type of interaction that I like to do with a lot of the guys that are over here. When I do a run video, a lot of times I'm doing a run video to show you what an RC can do. But if there's a scenario where I'm coming across and making run videos because it's a job for me, then I don't like it. You know, I don't. Then this YouTube thing just became a job for me, and that's what I try to avoid. So I don't You know, a lot of people get pissed off at that. They love when I do. Trust me, when I put out run videos, people just like love seeing that. You know, but you know, when I do run videos, just know, you know, I'm doing that to showcase something that works. You know, like, you know, when people saw my T-bone racing stuff, you know, everything that it worked. When I showcased the Dusty Motor shroud with all the snow on it and everything like that, it's because I want to showcase something that would work. Everything that's cost effective for you guys to utilize for your RCs. You know, I can come across and look at this RC and say I spent $4 grand, you know, just getting this RC to the way it is. 4,000, just getting it to where it is, between stuff that I've had to buy, rebuy, and rebuy, tires and everything. But I give you the cost-effective way for you to build something like that for around $600, maybe even cheaper. It all depends, you know. So next question. Getting off topic of building stuff. All right. Where are we at? Domination, missed you Jang's videos, but I enjoy watching yours. So thank you very much. Midnight where I'm at. Work tomorrow. I gotta go to bed. Take care. Have a good night, my man. Have a good night. Walk Legend 69. Old school joke. How do you catch Dolly Parton with a booby trap? Oh God. Tomathon. Do miss or not? Wait. Do miss, not miss do. Tired now. Jose, can you say hi to my son Joseph? Of course. Hey, what's going on, Joseph? I'm not too sure what time zone you're in, but hey. Warhawk Legend 69. Have you ever watched Squirrel's RC channel back in the day? Yes, I used to watch his RC channel all the time with the little squirrel driving the RC. It was like a cartoon. That was a cool channel. What the hell happened to him? Totally forgot. I totally forgot about him. Oh, Fox RC Racing, Jake Paul, Zion Vortex, true. Archie, honestly, I would prefer working on my RCs more than driving them so often. I just go out, drive my car, it breaks, give me an excuse to work on it. Yeah, it's true. I really like Swirled. He had a lot of good tips. He had a terrible attitude, though, a little condescending. Yes, that is true. You know, everybody has their own niche and style of, you know, how they want to approach their channel. I never tell anybody what to do with their channel. I mean, what you do with your channel is your business. What I do with my channel is my business. And if we cross paths one day, then then so be it. You know, but other than that, you know, he had a pretty cool RC channel, you know, back in the days. Wow, I totally forgot about that channel. Jesus, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be it. You gotta put a little bit of Loctite on this grub screw. If you guys can see that somewhere. There you go in the light. I can't even focus when it comes down to live videos. Alright, so I'm connecting. Slide this piece in here. Let's take this part. Oops, upside down. Upside down. Keep asking questions. You know, I'll get to them as soon as I can. Okay. Now, the interesting part. Okay. Now, when you do install these, just to give you a heads up, as you can see, I ended up installing it right here, and I have to slide this piece into there. Make sure that the flat part is where the grub screws is gonna go. That's how it screws in. So I'll put you down and slide you. All right, now I can open this, put a little bit of Loctite in here. Just a little dab would do you. And then Loctite. That's secure. Rub off the extra Loctite that was there. And now start greasing around. Like I said, you don't have to go too crazy, just enough. You'll wipe down a lot of it, but just make sure it goes around the cup and everything like that. You'll eventually get it once it's all in there. So where are we at right now? Boom. Marco Polo, thanks for the tips, bro. I had no problem. Warhawk Legends. I like that country sounding dude. I forget his name, but he had an RC news channel. I don't even know who you're talking about. Warhawk Legend. Some more corny old school jokes. What do you get when you mix a nut with a blender? A twisted sister. Oh God. Yo, shit. I was just hanging out with D. Schneider 2 weeks ago. Oh man, I have a picture of it too. I was just hanging out with D. Schneider a couple weeks ago. So a good twisted sister thing for you guys to know. You know, I do listen to all genres of music. So that's interesting. I have one drive shaft and 2 grub screws. So what that tells me is one of these things didn't freaking get done. And it doesn't look like I did. Now to find the thread. And it looks like the thread's on this side. Alright. The thread is on... the thread's on this side. Alright. Yep, missed the grub screw. My bad. It's again a little bit of dab of Loctite. Let's slide this in here. Oops. I almost drove this thing without the grub screw in there. Need that grub screw. There we go. Let the grease all go up. And there it goes here. Alright, so where we're at right now. Yes. So, as I finish this up, I'm going to come across and give you guys a little bit of dates for you guys to put on your calendar to see what's up and coming. I am going to be doing a live stream very soon. In my possession will be the new Traxxas tactical crawler. That's the newest update that I'll have for you guys. And then I'll be doing another upgrade with another one of my RCs, and it's probably going to be the Traxxas 4-tac if everything works out the way I want it to. So that's up and coming for the week. This weekend I will be working, which is terrible. You have to work sometimes, but sometimes the bills gotta get paid. Sometimes they do, and sometimes I gotta pay them. Wow, there you go. For some reason you're giving me a problem. I'm wondering why. Where's the... That's weird. The flat spot won't go in. Alright, I got you in. Last part of the drive shaft. Last part. So I know I'm going off topic. So you'll see that live. If you guys are playing video games, I'm probably going to be getting the new Call of Duty. I already have the new Mario game, the Odyssey. So that's what I'm playing on the side right now. And the Call of Duty, we're gonna be starting up our squad very soon. With a few guys that I know. One of the guys is probably still watching the channel. We're gonna be doing our squad very soon, and hopefully we'll be kicking ass. If you're interested, either on PlayStation, I'm GeoStealth R169. On the Nintendo Switch, I'm Stealth R1. So those are the 2 call signs that I go with. I don't know what the name of the teams are going to be, but we are making a squad that we're going to be fighting every Friday. Brian, if you're still on, I don't know if it's every Friday or not, but that's what's going to be happening very, very, very soon. Okay, a little bit of grease here. No wrong with grease, my friends. What you don't want is these components locking up on you, because then you're gonna be pissed. Then you will be pissed. Let's just move away a lot of the excess stuff. A lot of people said I had too much grease. See, this is not flowing as nicely as I want it to. I think a little bit more grease is in tow. Just a little, nothing too astronomical. You know, this is all live video, gentlemen and ladies, whoever ladies are in here. All right, so now I got this side. So, all right, so now the connectivity of these things needs to happen. So where are we at right now? Aha. Okay. Stefan Barr retracted his message. All right. So let me do a few things on this. Scroll down. Why do you... Oh, we got stuff more. Okay, Game Mafia free. Join MafiaAddict.com and create the most respectable mafia in the world. Build your own mafia empire. Start a family. Become the very best. MafiaAddict.com. Stefan Barr, why do you like the Fortec more than the other 110 scale cars? I never said that. I think HPI is a great 110 scale car. Breaking Silence. A mass gamer. Breaking Silence. One Shot Girl, One Shot Nation. Marco Polo. Gio, I still love the PS4 Rally and the Vinny Mini and Ripsaw. Great RCs. Warhawk Legend 69. The name of the channel I was referring to was RC News TV. This was from like 7 years ago. Dude's name was Bill, and Medic, I believe, was affiliated with him. I'm trying to remember that channel. I don't think I know that channel. Possibly. Maybe if I see the face and stuff like that. Some of the YouTube guys, you know, have come and gone throughout the years. Some of the YouTube guys that are still making RC content out there, don't have many subscribers, but the content that comes out of their channel is, I enjoy watching it all the time. You know, like you have guys like MTC Tookie25. You know, he's been around for a little bit of time, and I enjoy loving it. I enjoy watching his channel all the time, as much as I can. You know, you have Tap Money. I always enjoy watching his channel, you know, more than the next guy, because there's a lot of speedrun content and everything like that. And they don't have many subscribers, but man, do they have, you know, they have tons of views, and they bring a lot of stuff to the YouTube game. So if you guys ever get the opportunity to check out their channels, definitely check them out. You know, it's something cool for you guys to enjoy on the side, you know, if you ever get the opportunity to do that. All right, so how am I connecting you? You're going here. Blah. I think so. Maybe. Don't know. Yep. You're going somewhere over here. All right, so you live there. That's where your home is. I got to connect all of you. This is going to be sucking. Okay, where are we? Marco Polo. Warhawk Legends. I answered. So like I said, you have people out there that that come across and try to be cute. So let me see. That's my RC Geo Stealth. Check out my RC SCX10 conversation. Look how I did up the battery tray and lowered the center of the gravity. Do me a favor, that's my RC. Once this video is done, send me a link. I would definitely like to check it out. Stefan Barr, let's not forget Mr. Bling Bling and the Botels. I reviewed the RC scenes. That was sweet. Oh, another channel I check out is Dark Eclectic Heart. Jason with Dark Eclectic Heart. Me and him started around the same time and stuff like that. His channel is pretty interesting because I enjoy watching his channel. He has a lot of interesting content. He does this mini movie thing where I wait upon pins and needles just to see what's the outcome of what's gonna happen on his mini movies. So if you ever get the opportunity, definitely check out that channel as well. Free plug for my man Dark Eclectic Heart. So as I start Loctiting a few more things, because I have to do a few things. Do me a favor, when you're doing Loctiting, try not to get this Loctite on your skin, because it does cause cancer. Just a service announcement from GeoStealth R1. Okay, that's nice and snug. Take off the excess, and let's go to the next part. So if you're the front, then you're the rear. Okay, the rear goes in here. I believe the threads are there. Okay, perfect. I'll get to your questions in a few minutes, a few seconds. Thread lock this bad boy. All right. Connect you. Okay, take off the excess Loctite, and there you go. So, in theory, one moves, the other one moves, and I gotta now throw in the new motor. Usually I never break in the motor. It doesn't really matter to me breaking it in, but, you know, it is what it is. Sweet. The Cowboys about to win. TRIT clips. I love Dark Eclectic Heart has a video for any upgrade. Yeah, that's his niche. He's able to upgrade whatever screw that's on that RC. He has an upgrade for. JNHM. I just raced a film my car versus V3 Talon. V3 Talons are quick. Fox RC Racing back. What I missed? You didn't miss too much. I was just talking smack about people. Design Vortex. Do you know a way to protect the bottom of an RC chassis from scratches? Depending on which RC, I go with T-Bone Racing. I have a bottom protector for my X-Max, and that's a great chassis protector that I have on there. Other than that, yeah, T-Bone Racing, man. That's, I mean, you have the steel ones from not scratching, but it's gonna cost a little bit too. It's gonna cost more money than anything. My whole thing is that you want stuff that's gonna be cost effective for you. So T-Bone Racing for the on the part of the chassis. That's why I see great speed grease. That's why I see. I also run TRX Traxxas battery clips on my almost everything. Yeah, you and me both. Anyway, look, as I come to a finish with this RC update, I'm gonna be finishing this up off camera because now what I have to do, and I don't want you guys to get too bored of what's initially transpired, because we've been on this thing for 114 minutes. I do have to install the new motor. I do have to install the now if you guys don't know what this is my universal sets. This gives me more steering abilities on the servo, so when I'm turning, I'm able to turn more of an articulation with that. So part number on this is the AX10 Scorpion Universal set, and the part number is AX30464. So that's from Axial. Could have got went with another company, but I decided to go with that. Other things, as you guys will check out in the beginning of the channel, I ended up, doing the transmission case with the Robinson Racing gears, internal gears for the transmission, and these are MIP drive shafts. I think I've had that in my possession for almost a year, and I have not installed those MIP drive shafts. So it definitely needed to be done, because now once I attach my plow to this and get my new body, I'm thinking about doing Mr. Plow, Homer Simpson, or something stupid for the body. We'll see what happens, and then a few more upgrades that I'm gonna have on this RC, and then after that I'll move on to the next crawler that you guys will see in the next few days with that. So let me see. Warhawk, we love it. Oh, thank you very much, my man. Warhawk Legend 69. Damn, Yankees could not win anyways to go to the World Series. Yo, too many come from behind wins for the Yankees. I think they just, you can't put all that pressure on Judge, which he did come through for most of the games and stuff like that. I think the earlier games on their series, they should have won, and they just collapsed. And then their last two games, they just collapsed totally. So you can't blame too much on Girardi. The problem is that, there has to be an scapegoat, and Girardi was it. So they had to let Girardi go. But it is what it is. We'll see what initially transpires for the next season and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to meet up with a few friends to have some coffee, and probably drink a shot of Grey Goose before I go. Who knows? Maybe. I think so. I think I deserve it. So hopefully you guys, let me see. We should do a hill climb video, man. I currently have a hill climb world record. Really? Huh. That'd be awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this is going to be like a weekly thing, hopefully, or every other week. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one session of me just building my RCs, showing you what I'm throwing in there. I know a lot of guys come across and just want to see, all right, this is the way you install your drive shafts, or this is the way you install the gears internally with the transmission, and they want those tutorials. But like I said, I want to do more of a live one-on-one interaction with a lot of people that check out the channel and stuff like that, because I'm just a regular guy out there. Whatever knowledgeability I'm able to bestow upon you guys, I'll be able to give that to you. Whatever you're able to teach me, I'll definitely take that, and I'll compliment you for the things that you'll be able to teach me and stuff like that. So hopefully this video is informative. Thank you everyone for joining. Like I said, during this week you'll be seeing a whole bunch of you're gonna see more and more updates and stuff like that. Motorcycle season is pretty much ended for me. As you guys want me to know, once the motorcycle season starts, I do nothing with the RCs, and then once it dies out, then I come across and start doing my RC things and start getting into this hobby. So yeah, so I'm back. More and more stuff is going to be happening very soon, and hopefully you enjoy the content. If you did enjoy the content, give me a thumbs up. That definitely helps me out on my channel. If you guys see any other people doing RC related stuff, give them a heads up of the type of customizations that I do on my RC. Definitely helps out my channel, and try to share my video on Facebook and everything like that to get the word out there for GeoStealth R1, which helps me, because then I start doing more and more and more projects, and then all the time and money that I invest into this will not be for nothing. I'll be able to meet a lot of cool friends. So, like I said, if you have any questions beyond this video, hit me up on GeoStealth1 if you want to see contents that are RC related or stuff that I do with the RCs that I don't post on YouTube. You will see that on Instagram at GeoStealth1. It's also linked up to my Twitter account, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the channel and enjoyed the show today. Rate, comment, subscribe, and turn my fellas up on YouTube. Later.